Welcome to the BCFT Global Team Training, the quickest way to a monthly $5,000. In this short training, we're going to discuss how important it is to get clear on your objectives when starting a new project. Now, this particular training is a two-step process, and the primary goal is to get you to $5,000 in monthly donations within the BCFT platform. And we have a roadmap for you to accomplish this in your first 30 to 60 days. So let's get started. This initial goal of $5,000 in monthly donations can be realized with a fully donated level 3 in the 2x5 BCFT matrix. Let's see what that looks like. On level 1, I'm sure that you can receive 0.2 Bitcoin, and on your level 2, you can receive 0.8. Accomplishing those tasks makes up the first step of this training program. The second is made up by realizing a fully donated level 3 for 3.2 Bitcoin, giving you a total of 4.2. At a $1,200 Bitcoin, you're just shy of reaching your goal of $5,000 in monthly donations. So let's break this down and see exactly how it's accomplished. Step number 1 is a build phase. So a 2 bring 2 bring 2 model. If you've been exposed to any type of home business in the past or any kind of leveraged based training, you'll be familiar with the 2 bring 2 model. Now let's break this step down and I can show you just how effective and how straightforward this is. This is absolutely a teamwork based approach to help you realize your goals. It's critically important that your initial focus is only on selecting 2 people that you enjoy spending time with and that you enjoy working with. And those will be the 2 people that you are going to invite to work with you on BCFT. And then you're going to shift your focus. So rather than inviting a 3rd or a 4th or a 5th, I would strongly recommend that you stop at 2 only and then invest time and help those 2 friends do exactly the same thing that you've just done in exactly the same way. And then the key is to make sure that they support their 2 friends in exactly the same way that you supported them. If you can do this and really simplify your approach, you'll complete step 1 in record time. When I ask people how long this step 1 completion would take for the average individual, the response that I'm getting most often is about 2 weeks. 2 weeks may feel like a lot longer than is actually required to complete such a simple step. However, it's often a challenge for individuals initially to really allow the system to do its job and not run around and share this with 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 people. I would strongly encourage you to take this systems first approach and really simplify your building efforts. Let's take a quick look at what this looks like visually. So there's you at the top of your business, inviting 2 friends, who invite 2 friends, who invite 2 friends. So as you know, this is a completion of step number 1. Step number 1 contains a total of 14 members. Allow yourself to have a little bit of fun with this. You can challenge your team members with friendly wagers or even promotions as to how long it's going to take each individual to properly complete step 1. Here's what step 1 donations will look like to you. I filled my level 1 by inviting 2 friends to BCFT, and that in turn has created a 0.2 Bitcoin or approximately $240 to me. They in turn have invited 2 friends that will make up your level 2, and that's created a 0.2 earnings for each of them. And your new team members on your level 2 have in turn invited 2 friends that will make up your level 3. And that's created 0.2 Bitcoin earnings for them. It's also triggered a level 2 payment for you. You can see now you've generated 0.2 Bitcoin times the 4 people on your level 2 for a total of 0.8. In other words, 1 full Bitcoin or approximately $1,200. Now, if you've managed to accomplish that within 1 to 2 weeks, you are miles ahead of the network marketing average earning curve. This completes step number 1, the building step. In step number 2, we're going to shift our focus from building to teaching. Our specific focus is going to be helping the 8 individuals that make up your level 3 all complete step number 1. Now this should be very easy for you because you've just completed step number 1 yourself. You're simply making a shift from building to teaching something that you've just accomplished yourself. Here's a closer look at what step 2 looks like. This represents the 8 people that make up your level 3. Now just as before in the building phase, you're going to help each one of them complete step 1, where they invite 2, who invite 2, who invite 2. This is step 1 completed. Now simply extrapolate that over all 8 people and help them do exactly that And what you'll find as your business begins to grow, if you can work with your team and help those 8 people complete their step 1, you can also receive $5,000 in monthly donations through BCFT. So here's what a completed step number 1 and 2 look like. There's the first 2 friends that you invited, and the first 2 they invited, and the 2 they invited, and that completes step number 1, your 14 members. As each of those 8 people on your level 3 completed step 1, you've completed step 2. And that's 112 members for a total of 126 members within your business. In a very short period of time, you've put yourself in a position to receive all of your level 3 donations. Level 1 and level 2 and level 3 combined, as you already know, is 4.2 Bitcoin and just a hair under $5,000 US at current Bitcoin prices. All right, now we move on to the how to complete your step 1 and how to complete your step 2. The process could not be more straightforward. This process begins with you committing to your success, deciding in advance how many hours that you're going to put into your BCFT business, and being determined to realize that goal. Step 1 of this process is constructing a contact list. This list will probably be comprised of friends of yours that are cause-oriented, that always rally around supporting others, and of course, that very broad list of friends that you know that could use more money. Now, once you have your names list, step number 2 is reaching out. We have an initial reach out script prepared for you, and you can make contact in any number of ways. You can use social media, you can use your telephone and make a phone call, you can use Skype or WhatsApp or WeChat, etc. But what you cannot do is send blanket email blasts to everyone in your contacts list, because those individuals cannot be followed up with properly. Remember, your objective here is simply to select 2 people that you like to work with. Send them to bcftglobal.com, which is your team site, containing 3 videos, an introduction to Bitcoin, Bitcoin is Gold 2.0, and then an overview of the BCFT project. That's about a 12-minute investment on their part to watch those videos, and you're to follow up immediately after. Not the next day or the next week, but right after they finish watching those videos with script number 2, the follow-up script. And after that short phone call where you're answering questions and maybe sharing your opinion as to why you see the value in the project, your friends are going to fall into one of 2 categories. The first is that they're not interested in working on the project with you. Now, if you get a no thank you on one of your calls, simply thank your friend for their time and ask them if you can follow up with them after a couple of weeks or month so that you can let them know how you're making out. Almost no one will say no to this request. In fact, they'll be curious to see how you're doing. Remember this, though. It's critically important that you emotionally detach from the outcome. Some of your friends will want to work on this project with you, and some won't. And it really doesn't matter which category they fall into. Now, some of those friends you follow up with are going to say this. They're going to love the simplicity of this project. They're going to love the idea of beginning to accumulate Bitcoin, and they're going to want to get started right away. Now, the key, once that happens, since you've just gone through this flow process, is to begin to teach it. You're going to start teaching those 2 friends step number 1 and step number 2, and you're going to show them how to do it. The simplicity behind this course of action is what makes it so achievable. And leveraging yourself in a home-based business venture is not only the simplest way, but also the most effective way to start realizing your goals. Here's a quick review of scripts 1 and 2. It's very important you understand that these scripts are only a guideline, and that the wording can be changed any way you like to make it more comfortable for you to say. The objective is simple. Make contact, let your friends know that something remarkable is happening, that you really want them to see this. I would also ask if they know what's going on with Bitcoin, and comment on the amazing things that have been happening. I let them know I'm going to be sending some information to them right now, and I'm going to want to follow up with them in 10 to 12 minutes when they're finished looking at it. Now, on my follow-up script, the first thing I'm going to do is state the obvious. It would make sense to own some Bitcoin now, wouldn't it? I'll give them an opportunity to communicate, and this is really where I'm going to get a sense as to whether they're going to be one of my 2 friends or not. I would listen to their response and respond appropriately. And if their response is positive, I'd say, listen, let's get you out in front of this next big growth phase that's coming. However, if you're going to work with me on this, I'm going to require 2 things from you. First thing is you need to select a couple of go-getters just like yourself to work on this project with. The second thing that you're going to need to do is work with me as we support them in teaching them steps 1 and steps 2, and they're moving forward successfully. That's it. Let's get rolling. In wrapping up, let's just talk for a moment about why systems are so important. Network marketing is a teaching industry. Learn a simple system so that you can teach a simple system. This is the quickest and the most effective way to realize your goal. It also lays a solid and concrete foundation that your entire team can stand upon. Remember, the big picture here is about financial security. If you have any financial need in your life or are under any stress or anxiety, this very simple two-step approach can help you create an additional income source in a remarkably short period of time. Thanks for your time and attention, and good luck putting these 2 steps to work for you.